So this is Silver Bells, which checks a couple boxes. It's in that modern Christmas song, you know, about the city and about festivities and about the bustle of the season, not about the history of why there's a season. Nice saxophone there. I think it's an instrumental version. Not sure. It's a good saxophone solo throughout. This is Driving Perilously, the show in which we turn on the radio and talk about what it is that we find. Got a lot to talk about the radio this time of year, since I'm a fan of Christmas music.
The cashmere sweater.
Cashmere. That's funny. I'll talk about cashmere. Cashmere is spelled two different ways. It's more than that, but there's Kashmir, the province, which is probably where the goats live, but who knows? Something can be named for somewhere and come from somewhere else. But there's a province called Kashmir, and there are cashmere goats, and there's the cashmere fabric made from the hair of cashmere goats. Goats have hair, sheep have wool. Angora is similar to cashmere in that it is a certain animal. It is rat fur. So we've got fur, hair, and wool. They are three separate things. We've got fabrics made out of those things, and most fabrics are named for where they're from. But then again, some patterns on fabrics are named for where they're from. So sometimes we're talking about what the fabric is made from, sometimes we're talking about what is dyed onto the fabric, and sometimes we're talking about a place where it was manufactured versus where it was grown. So the story of fabric is very interesting to me, and the story that we have is based on the East India Company and English manufacturing around the world. English production of cotton in the southern United States, English production of cotton in Egypt and other places. Cashmere just being one example. It's not cotton, so it's bigger than cotton. It's clothing. Alright, what else we got? So this is a live performance on Legends 100.3, which you can get to from anywhere around the world, celebrating and keeping alive the Great American Songbook. Big band sound, very common in the Great American Songbook. Frank. Isn't it? It's embarrassing if it's not, but it's Frank, isn't it? Alright. Oh, more ads. A carol. A country style vocal. And of course that's a mashup of a carol with a modern song written around it. Beautiful. Nothing much else to say except I don't remember the artist. Alright, let's see what else we got. Oh, Karen Carpenter. Haven't heard enough Karen Carpenter this season. I think this is only the second time. And Graham lots. I don't know. Then it didn't sound like her. Is it somebody else after her? Don't know. Little drummer boy. I mean, do you hear what I hear? Do you hear what I hear? Sorry. This guy's changing lanes despite the fact that I'm in this lane. Maybe he was just swerving a little.
The country's zero COVID policy, VPNs
China?
are now in the crosshairs. Jeremy Goldkorn knows all about this. He's the editor-in-chief of the China Project,
Probably.
an online source of news, analysis, and essays about...
So China's a good study for today because we've got tech giants and they know what we're all searching for. But what do they do with that information? Is it stored? Is it shared? Do they just know at the time, or are they keeping it? Is it studied and sold? Why, yes it is. And we've got this illusion in the United States that China is an example of a controlling government, but I mean, it's not an illusion, it's true, but all governments are controlling information to some degree. So are all people, so are all organizations. You know, there are things you know from your job that people who don't work at your job don't know. That's because the information is controlled. It doesn't have to be malevolent, but governments are always under suspicion of being malevolent, aren't they? So, Apple is accused of colluding with the Chinese government. Google has been accused of colluding with the Chinese government. Some other people have been accused of colluding. It was just made me fall on the floor when Alan Dershowitz said, oh, collusion's not a crime. It's like, how much time are we going to spend on determining if someone's doing something that's not a crime? Apparently a lot. The implications are huge. The way information is stored, searched for, kept, used, there really couldn't be much bigger issues than that. And when we reach a conclusion about what we think China should do, we should also apply it to what we think should be done here and try to be kind of consistent. Right?
Have you felt it?
I felt
There's
it.
something missing. You feel it, don't you?
So there's Lisa
Every
Williams again.
Sunday, there's an empty spot
Right
there in your heart.
Yep.
But what is it exactly? What are you missing? The smiling couple that greets you and so many others. As soon as the doors open, the people, so many
Sounds a
people
little
who
different.
gather
Maybe it's
from
not her.
all around to fellowship with each other, to fellowship with you, the volunteers who every Sunday.
I guess they're saying we don't go to church. There are lots of churches that never closed.
That touches your soul. The pastor who boldly proclaims the good news and reminds
I'm just turning this down because it may be copywritten.
This Christmas season, we want to remind you of the blessings you receive just by being around your church family. And if you don't have...
I haven't got a chance. Aren't these emergency vehicles trying to get past us? What is going on? Do not want to be in the way. Okay, so is he wanting to go? Is he trying to get on 95 or is he trying to go straight? Speaking of driving perilously, we've got emergency vehicles on the right and back on the left, and I don't know what they want us to do. I think they want me to get out of the way. All right. That was Brenda Lee. That was Bing Crosby before that. That was a good example of a song that was telling about the history of Christmas versus a song that's talking about today. She was 13 when she recorded that, they say. Alright, so this episode was a little too long. I think we'll cap it off right here. Alright, everybody. Enjoy the sounds of the season.